Yeah, s- sorry to call you in the evening hours. Actually, I had some meetings, so that's why I told to HR to schedule in the evening hours. Hi Tina, am I audible?
Hi, Suman. Yeah, you are audible. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, 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 sure.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible. You're pretty much audible.
Okay. Can you brief about yourself and current projects?
Like uh, I have 4+ years of experience as a DevOps engineer. I've been working in Verizon, Hyderabad. Uh, in these 4 years of experience, I have experience in uh, various tools in DevOps like Git, SonarQube, Nexus, Tomcat,
Yes.
Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, and AWS as well. Uh, coming to like the project, the current project, the recent project which I was working like, it is a HR applications job application. So it is like the application name is AYS at your service. So we used source code management tool as Git, and we used Jenkins for continuous integration and continuous deployment purpose, and we used manager service managed ek service to deploy the containers on top of uh, uh,
Yeah.
Kubernetes, and we use Terraform as well, and Ansible, to to configuration management tool we use Ansible, and as an infrastructure code tool as we use as Terraform.
Okay. Can you please mention your roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, sorry to okay. uh, Roles and responsibilities as such, like for newly created projects I used to create organizations, branches and teams, and I'll used to give the access to the yeah, members in the groups, and uh, I used to create the CI/CD pipelines in freestyle projects and Maven projects, and like I used to write some Maven scripts as well to build and for building purpose, and I can write I can write, and I used to write like Docker files to to containers in the applications, and I used to write Maven, manifest files to deploy the container applications on top of Kubernetes cluster. Mainly, I used manager service as a EKS, so I have some extensive experience on EKS as well. Um this is pretty much my roles and responsibilities.
Okay. So how much you rate yourself in Ansible, Terraform, K8, and Docker Git?
Okay. In K8 and in K8 I can rate myself like out of 10, like out of 10, right? Out of 10 I can rate myself 8. uh,
Yeah.
in Kubernetes as well I can rate myself 8. In Jenkins also I can rate myself like 7. I like I never I kind of did not work extensively on Terraform and Ansible, but I have little bit exposure on them. I can rate myself of like 4 to 5 in Ansible and Terraform.
Okay. Why do you think DevOps is so popular?
Okay, so like uh, the application, since the ever since the agile methodology has come into picture, it is it is kind of encouraging SDLC life cycle to produce continuously, continuously integrate, continuously deploy, and continuously plan the delivery of the application. And, DevOps also, the tools structure and the all the tools all the tools in structure is like to produce the application, software code in a continuous fashion. So it has its so that's why DevOps has more importance in.
Can you tell git fetch versus git pull?
Okay. Okay. Git fetch will get the latest code from the remote repository to the local repository, whereas git pull will get
Yeah.
the latest code from the remote repository to the working copy. Git pull is like a combination of git merge plus git fetch.
Okay. Can you differentiate between git bash and git merge?
Git bash, right? Okay, git bash,
Yeah.
it's git merge, like it works like merging the code from one branch to another branch. It won't take consider it won't consider the commit IDs, whereas git bash will also do the same thing, like do the same thing in means, it will also merge the code from one branch to another branch, but it takes consideration of commit IDs into picture. Like it will preserve the commit IDs data, so that it will easy to go through the commit IDs, and we can navigate who did what, and what that kind of information will be preserved in the git bash.
Okay. What is cherry pick?
Cherry pick is also like does the same thing as such a git merge, but it like we kind of, if we want to if we want to merge a particular commit ID with the other branch, then we use cherry pick. Cherry pick commit ID. It will it will merge the only given. I mean to say the given commit ID will be merged with the next branch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How do you create a new branch?
Okay, git branch hyphen b branch name.
Come again?
Git branch hyphen b branch name.
Yeah. Okay. How do you delete a branch in git?
Okay. Oh, sorry, sir. Actually, to create a branch, we use like we give git branch name, and if you want to create a new branch and we want to get into the branch at one go, we create git checkout hyphen b branch name. To delete a branch, we use like a git branch hyphen d branch name. In all these works in local
Okay.
repository only.
Yeah. Okay. How do you resolve match conflict?
Okay, merge conflicts is like when two developers work extensively in on on single file, uh, single file, like if they have committed it, if they have done same changes in same file and they haven't committed, and if they want to merge those branches, then no merge conflicts arises. Then what we need to do is like the developer one has to do undo his changes, and he need to push the code to the remote repository, and he need to pull it, and then the developer 2 also need to undo his changes, and he need to push the code to the remote repository, and they need to pull it, and then the developer one need to update the code, and he need to push and pull it, like the it should be happen in the synchronized sequential manner,
Yep.
so that we can avoid the merge conflicts.
Okay. What are the different stages in git?
Okay, like areas, right? Okay, in git we have
Yeah.
a working copy, in and when we give git init command, we have access to working copy, and we have a staging area. When we give git add dot like add star, or add the file name, the file will be moved from working area to staging area, and then on to like when we give git commit if an m, and the message, like when we give it such like that, the code will be moved from staging area to local repository, and then if we give like git push, git push the alias name and branch name, then the code will be moved from local repository to the remote repository. So like we have working area, we have staging area, we have local repository, and then we have remote repository in git.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's the difference between SVN and git?
Okay, SVN I never worked on it, but SVN uh, in SVN is a single central repository. It has a when it called a trunk. When the trunk goes up, when when we if we face any network issue in trunk, we the source code will not be available to the all the users. In the
Yes.
Git is like a distributed network control system, so that the code is entirely available in local repository and in remote repository. Even if quite some time, even if the remote repository has a down, there won't be no issue. Even why? Because like the local repository has also, we have some application code. So like Git is distributed network control system, controlled SCM, like source code management tool kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what are the different stages in stash?
Okay, like a stash, right? Stash, like when
Yeah.
we want to, when a developer want to move out of branch, by did not committing the code to the local area, and then he give like stash apply, then the uncommitted code will be moved to the stash area. Uh, and when he come back again to the branch, and when he gives stash apply, all the stashed files and the stashed application code will be visible. And if you want to get the application code from the stash area to his working copy, then he need to give like stash pop, so that the application code in the stash area will be gone, and the stashed files, the stashed application code will be available in the working copy,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
What are status code 500, 400, and 200?
Status codes, right? Okay, status code 200 is like success code. It gives the status code success. And 400, 404, 403, 405, like those are some authentication errors. And 500 is like 501, 502, like even we have some individual 501 to 505, we have some errors, but it mainly represent like
Yeah.
some internal server errors, some server errors. 500 code.
Yeah, okay. How can I undo changes in local repository?
Okay, like if you want to do undo changes in local repository, we need to give git revert. We need to use git revert command, like in if we give like git revert and commit id, the particular commit id will be undone. So whatever the changes we committed in the particular commit id will be undone, so that we can do the we can do the undo thing in the local repository by using git revert and commit id.
Okay. Okay, differentiate between git revert and git reset.
Okay, as I said, like git revert will get the like it will undo the changes in git commit id, the specific commit id. And whereas the git reset will work like uh, it will work like it will get the code from the staging area to the working area. It will opposite to way of git add
Okay.
dot, like if we give git add, the code from the working area to will be moved to the staging area, where if we give the git reset command, it will get the code from the staging area to the working copy. uh, it works like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What part of team in you are working?
Okay, I for quite some time, I was working with the implementation team, and like for 6 months, I also worked in monitoring team as well. Like we kind of monitoring some Prometheus, Grafana, and ELK and Splunk. Those kind of monitoring tools team was also there. So uh, like I also worked in monitoring team as well for quite some time, but not much.
Okay. Is it possible to push the code one local repo to another local repo?
No, it's not possible. Like we can move like the code from local repo to remote repo only, like by using git push, the alias name and branch name, by using alias name and branch name. But it is up to my knowledge, it is not possible to move the code from local repo to one local repo to another local repo as such. Like we can already use merge, right? So I merge.
Okay. Do you know shell script?
Yes, yes, yes. I know. Like I also write for some mm, automating.
Yeah, am I audible perfectly?
Yes, yes. You are audible. I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. For some automation
Okay.
purpose.
What does dollar? Yeah, come again.
Yes, yes. For some automation purpose, we use the shell script as well. Yes, yes. Dollar,
Okay.
right?
What is dollar stash, dollar hash?
Okay, in shell script, right? Okay. Dollar will print the process ID, whereas dollar star will print all the arguments given, whereas dollar hash will print the number of arguments given. It will print how many arguments we have given in the in shell script.
Okay. Could you please share your screen and write shell script to 1 to 10?
Okay, you want me to print 1 to 10?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Give me a second. Okay, this is my screen visible
No.
now.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, 1 1 to 10, right? Okay, so we use like for space int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, right? You want to print up to 10, right?
Yeah.
I plus plus. Then we can use do, and we can just print we be using I, and it does. It's done. I guess it's I guess I'm done. Am I visible, right?
Yeah, yeah, you are visible.
Okay.
Okay. Can you explain Linux directory structure?
Okay. Unix Linux user.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In Unix we have like a bin directory. We have okay, bin directory will actually it used it stores like basic binary commands like to store like mkdir, cd, ls, those kind of commands will be stored in a bin directory. And we have sbin, system bin, and we have home directory. In home directory we have all the users data. uh, and we have opt directory, we have etc directory. Etc directory is responsible, it stores all the configuration data like groups, sudoers, and all those kind of data will be stored in
Okay.
etc and opt directory as well.
Yes.
as well
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What is software link and hard? What is soft link and hard link?
Okay, okay. It seems to is okay, okay. Soft link and hard link, like okay.
Oh, sorry,
Soft link,
sorry. Yeah.
in blunt manner, like soft link. Okay, Soft link is like, creating is one shortcut for the file, uh, whereas hard link is like, copying a file from one location to another location. In hard link we have, similar inode number. If we delete the parent file in hard link, we will still have the hard linked copy, you know. But even in soft link, if we delete the parent file, we won't be able to, we won't have the, soft link data. So like, soft link is like creating a shortcut for the file, and the hard link is like creating, like a, copying a file from one local to another, one
Yeah.
repository, sorry, I mean to say one directory to another directory in Linux.
Okay. Can you explain Maven life cycle?
Okay, Maven life cycle, right? Okay. In Maven, we have like seven life cycles. We have validate, we have compile, we have test, we have package, we have install, we have deploy. Like, when we give like Maven clean package, Maven, deploy. Like when we give Maven deploy, the whatever the, code has been built, and it will move on to the artifact restore. Like, it could be in the Nexus, it could be the JFrog, or it could be the Docker. And if we give like Maven, clean install, it will be stored in the, M2 directory. I mean to say, it will, the build file will be stored in the local repository. I mean to say that it has the Maven has .m2 folder, so it will be stored in the local repository. So pretty much like validate, compile, test, and install and deploy. Those are the
Okay.
stages, different stages.
Yeah. Can, can you explain K8 architecture?
Okay. Kubernetes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Kubernetes, we have two main components. We have master and we have nodes. In master, we have four main components. Like,
Yeah.
we have, API server, we have scheduler, we have controller, and we have etcd cluster, etcd. And all these four components run on top of container runtime. It could be Docker, it could be Chorus, or it could be RKT. So the API server is correct, is in connection with kubectl. Kubectl is like, it will get the, it will, push the commands to the API server. API server is like, acts like a front end of the Kubernetes cluster. So it will get the commands from the kubectl. And controller is like, controlling, it is responsible for node controller and a replica set controller. And it controls, different systems in the Kubernetes cluster. And scheduler is like, scheduling the pods and giving the nodes. It does this job. And we have etcd is like a data store. So it is store all the, Kubernetes objects in the form of key and value pair. And we have, in worker machine, we have kubelet and kubeproxy. uh, Kubelet is like, kubelet is like, agent for the master in the worker nodes. It get the commands from the controller and scheduler, and run according to the instructions from the controller and scheduler in the worker node. And whereas kubeproxy, it is responsible for, routing table, network policy. It creates some network policy by using, underlying CNI, Kubernetes CNI architecture. And even in for worker node also, we need to have a container runtime. So this
Yes. Okay.
pretty much.
Can you write syntax for pipeline scripting in Jenkins?
Jenkins, huh? Okay. You want me to share my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, like we have in Jenkins, we have two pipelines. We have an declarative pipeline and scripted pipeline. So in declarative
Yes.
pipeline, declarative pipeline goes like, we have pipeline, and the pipeline, in pipeline we have different stages, syntax stages. Stage, we have stage function as well. We have stage. The stage can have the names like, get the code from the repository, build. For we have different stages like, you know get the code from, uh, get the code from SEM. Can you hear my background noise? Actually, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, sorry to about that. Actually, I'm in some public place, not public place. My apartment bachelor live there, so I cannot help. Okay, like
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much,
Okay.
it's pipeline. Under pipeline we have stages block. Under stages block we have stage. So in stages block we need to mention different stages like, get the code from SCM, and we can build and we can push the code to, you know we can push the code to Nexus. We can do, like, we can push the code to, even if we create a Docker file, we can push the code into the, ECR or somewhere else. And also we can mention like, creating and deploy the code into the Kubernetes architecture. Under stages we have steps. So in these steps we need to mention like what is exactly we want to perform.
Yeah.
uh, like, this is pretty much about, pipeline scripting. And we have also, uh, that one as well, what do you call, scripted way as well. In scripted way it is pretty much straightforward. We just need to give like, nodes, and
Okay.
then we have just only stages, stage.
Okay.
Stage. In stage area we need to mention like, what kind of, job does your stage. Get the code from SEM, build it, and build, after build you do the Sonar Cube integration. After that you do the Maven integration. After that you push the code into Tomcat or somewhere else. We have, like this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Can I close it?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Suman. Thank you. We are good to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I
Am I
think we
audible?
are good to conclude here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Audible. I think we are good to conclude here. Our
Okay.
HR
Okay.
will get back to you on the next round.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you.
Thank you.